Okay, in this problem we have a division problem. We're dividing 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 over 3x plus 9 by x squared minus 9 over 6x squared plus 12x. Well, first step in any division problem is to rewrite it as a multiplication problem. So I'm going to do that very quickly. If you want to pause the video and catch up, you can. But when we change this over to multiplication, we have the following: 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 over 3x plus 9 times, and now we take the reciprocal of the second fraction. Okay, at this point we want to factor so we can simplify, and as we look at that first numerator we say, oh, uck. It's one of those ones where we're going to have to use several steps to factor. For this reason, when I have problems where I have a couple steps I have to use the factor, sometimes what I'll do is just work on each piece individually. So I can go over here and just focus on the 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 for the moment. And I say, okay, I have something in front of the squared term that I just cannot take out. So we look at the product of the squared term and number term, and then we need to find two numbers now that will multiply to be -6 and add to be 5. The two numbers that we're going to need are actually a +6 and a -1. So we can rewrite this now as 2x squared plus 6x minus 1x minus 3, and now we can do our factoring by grouping. For 2x squared and 6x, we can pull out a 2x. Be left with x plus 3. For 1x and 3, there's not much we can do. We can factor out the 1. Remember, that's really a -1, so we're left with x plus 3. And then we can pull out that x plus 3. And so now we have done the work of factoring the part there that's probably the hardest one to do. The one that takes the most amount of time. So as we look through now at the rest of the problem, the 3x plus 9, the x squared minus 9, the 6x squared plus 12x, those are all things that we can factor in one step. If you want to write those down individually, you can. Otherwise, if you're comfortable enough kind of doing it all, the rest of it all together, that's probably going to save you a little bit of time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in and I'm going to replace my 2x squared plus 5x minus 3 with my answer down here. Okay, and then I'm going to go through and factor each of the remaining pieces. Okay, so that would give me x plus 3 and 2x minus 1 over. And then I have a 3x plus 9 in the bottom. We can pull out a common factor of a 3. So we're left with 3 times 3x plus 9. We come over to the second fraction. We have a 6x squared plus 12x in the numerator. We can once again there pull out a common factor, in this case of a 6x. We'll be left with an x plus 2. And then in the bottom we have an x squared minus 9. That's a difference of squares, so we factor that as x plus 3 and x minus 3. Okay, at this point we've factored everything as far as we can go. So we now look at our numerator, the numerators and the denominators, and we ask ourselves, is there anything that's common? And we see there's really only the one thing. I have an x plus 3 in the top. I actually have two of them in the bottom. I can cancel either one out, but only one because I only have the one in the top. So I'll just get rid of that one. And then we say, is there anything else we can cancel out? Well, we have a 3 in the bottom. and a 6 in the top. These can reduce. And that's really it. There's really nothing else that we can pull out. So at this point we would write down what's left, and that would be our answer. So 2x times 2x minus 1 times x plus 2, all that over x plus 3x minus 3. Okay, and that is the process that we use to multiply or divide fractions. In this case, we started with a division problem, so we turned it to a multiplication, and then everything from there is how we would multiply. We factor everything we can, and then look for common factors that would cancel out. Hopefully this helps you as you're going through and working out problems where you're either multiplying or dividing fractions. Until next time, bye.